Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katie and today I have an exciting video for you, I guess. I am going to share with you all the books that I have listened to on audiobook and give you a little bit of my thoughts on them. This is from January to mid-May. This is a random middle of the month video, but hey, I wanted to show you all the audiobooks that I've listened to. I don't think I've listened to too many. Most of the books that I have read this year are actually audiobooks, so yeah, I wanted to share them with you. I really like listening to audiobooks. They're almost like podcasts to me. I can listen to them when I'm at the gym, I can listen to them when I'm driving, when I'm making dinner. It's there's always an audiobook on in my house. The majority of them, I think all of them, are romance books. Probably have some spice in them because I cannot read a book without some spice. It has to have some good romance. So yeah, let us start with what I have read from the start of this year to now. So let's get into it. So the first book that I listened to on audiobook, I actually gave it 5 stars on Goodreads. I'd probably give it a 4.75. 4.85. So this book was so good to me. I read The Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker. This book was so good. It's about this woman or girl, whatever you want to call her. Her name's Kala. She finds out that her dad has cancer and she's not living with her dad. He lives in Alaska and she's in LA or something. She has a lot of Instagram followers and she's this social media girl. So she flies to Alaska to get to know her dad because she hasn't really seen him her whole life because he's lived in Alaska. He's a pilot. And anyways, long story short, there's romance in it. I'm not going to sell these books very well. I'm telling you that right now. Can't review a book for the life of me. This book was more enemies to lovers, just a little bit of bullying. It wasn't too extreme, but it was super cute. And I really want to read the next one, but I just haven't got around to it. First book was a success. The second book I read was a Colleen Hoover book called Without Merit. And I gave this book 3 out of 5 stars. Usually Colleen Hoover books, I give them a 5 out of 5 because I just love them so much. But some of them I've noticed that I don't love as much. I really don't remember this one too well, to be honest. I think it's about this family. She's a twin. Her name's Merritt. She collects trophies. There's some sort of romance. It's the guy lives in their house or something. I don't remember it very well, to be honest, and I'm not gonna really look too deep into it because I just can't. So there's your answer. Not my favorite Colleen Hoover book. The next book I listened to was another one by K.A. Tucker because I really like The Simple Wild, and this one was available for me to listen to an audiobook. By the way, I listen to most of my audiobooks on Scribd. I have a monthly subscription. I know that some people don't love Scribd because there's something about copyright infringement or something. I haven't looked into it too deep, so if you know anything about it, definitely let me know in the comments because I want to know. But yeah, Scribd is where I'm listening to most of these. Anyways, I read One Tiny Lie by K.A. Tucker. This is actually the second book in 10 Tiny Breaths series, and I didn't know that when I read it. I think it was fine as a standalone. The first one was about her sister or something, and this one was a high school romance, I'm pretty sure. I didn't pay attention to this one as much. I don't think I did, but I gave it 4 stars. Man, people, I don't know what's going on. I couldn't tell you what it was about. I know there was romance in it. I know they were in high school, or was it college? It might have been college, actually. It was college because I think they were drinking. This was a college romance. So, yeah, it was fine. And then I wanted to try something a little different. I don't usually listen to mystery or suspense things because I am a little baby and suspense makes me nervous. So I wanted to try it. I really want to try to find a plot twist type book with romance in it. That sounds like a solid book for me to read. So if you have a recommendation, let me know in the comments because I need to read something. I love some sort of mystery and plot twists and stuff like that. but also I want the romance, but I don't want just like one or the other. Anyways, I read The Perfect Marriage by Geneva Rose, and this one I gave 3 out of 5. This book was about a lawyer and her husband, and then the husband is cheating on... My neighbor is like right outside and I'm filming this and my window's open. The husband is cheating on her and the mistress mysteriously dies, and it's like this whole thing where his wife is his lawyer. They're like trying to get him off the death penalty, and in the end there's a plot twist, like the last sentence. So if you like a plot twist, definitely read it because it was pretty good. Next up is another Colleen Hoover book, Confess. What is this cover? My cover of the actual book that I have is so much prettier. I don't know who these people are. Is this the new cover? Now an Awestruck original series? What does that mean? I give it a 5 out of 5. I think I would give it less than that. I would probably give it like a 4.5 because it definitely was not my favorite Colleen Hoover book, but it was okay. It's about this girl who like moves to this town and she goes to this art studio, and it's called Confess, and it's where they put little notes into the art studio, like little mailbox of their confessions, and then the person that owns the art studio paints these people's confessions. And so she meets this guy who is the artist, and then it's like a whole story. Couldn't tell you what the rest of the book was about. I don't know. And then I wanted something a little different, so I went with One Night of Sin by L. Kennedy. I gave it a 3 out of 5. It wasn't the greatest. I'm not even going to talk about it because I couldn't tell you anything about it. The next book I read was Hook, Line, and Sinker by Tessa Bailey. I had to read this one because it was new. I heard a lot of good things about it. I gave it a 3 out of 5, by the way. I read the first one, which was It Happened One Summer. I have a hard time with these books because they are in third person, and I love first person where I can like be in the person's mind. It's really hard for me to like connect with the people when it is first person or third person. So it wasn't my favorite, but it was fun to read because it's like a series that I was reading before. And then I got on an Ashley Jade kick. I read Complicated Hearts Book 1, then Complicated Hearts Book 2. These all go together. So then I read Fold. This one was Complicated Parts. And then I read Complicated Parts 2 called Bluff. So all these books were in the same world. They were just like the Fold and Bluff were from a different perspective. They were really good. It was MMF, that means 2 males and 1 female for the Complicated Parts series. And then the second series, the Fold and Bluff, I think there's a third one, but I don't know if I can read it, guys. Like, it was losing me. And that is about the main girl's best friend and the main guy's brother. There you go. Those were just like really easy to read. They were really cute, and like, I don't know, it's fun to like switch up the dynamics, I guess, not just normal like male female. I wanted some like something different, something spicy. And between these books, I threw in this book by Amelia LaFay called The Anatomy of Jane, and I didn't love it. I gave it a 2 out of 5, which is not the best. I don't know, it just didn't do it for me. And then since I really liked Ashley Jade's books, I wanted to try a different book from her, and I tried The Devil, Ashley Jade, and I gave this a 3 out of 5. Wasn't my fave, but I might read the second one. So we will see how that goes, but they're pretty good. They're like darker, and I think that one was MMF too, but I just never got there. And then I heard about this book literally everywhere, so of course I had to read it. And it is The Confidence of Wildflowers by Michaela Smeltzer. If you have not seen one of my last videos, I did a reading vlog on this when my back was bad and I like just couldn't move for a whole day. I read this book in a day. It was pretty good. It was like too perfect, and then at the end it was like everything happened at once. I gave it a 5 out of 5. I don't know if I actually believe that it's a 5 out of 5. It's probably a little less than that, but I really like the romance in it, and it was cute. And then I had to read the second one, The Resurrection of Wildflowers, and this one just didn't do it for me. It was like 6 years later, I think, and the whole book was perfect. Like, nothing happened that was not perfect. Like, I don't know, the whole thing was perfect. Like, there was no trials and tribulations really. And the romance, or the main guy Thayer, he was like perfect. Like, didn't do anything wrong and was like a starred baby child. So it wasn't my favorite. I think I gave it a 4 out of 5. I already clicked off of it, so sorry. Then I read Maybe Not by Colleen Hoover. This is book 1.5 of the Maybe series. So the first one is Maybe Someday, right? Yeah, the first book is Maybe Someday. So if you read that book, this book is about, what's the main guy's name? Riley? What's his name? Ridge, not Riley. Ridge. He's blind and he lives in this house with his brother, I think, and Warren, and then he like falls in love with Sydney, or is that Sydney? I don't remember any of these people's names. Anyways, this book is about Warren, who is Ridge's roommate, and then this woman moves in named, don't remember her name. I could look it up, but I'm not going to because I'm too lazy. Anyways, she moves in and then it's like their romance. It's literally, I think it took me like maybe an hour to listen to. Like, it was quick, guys. So quick. I wanted to continue the series since I read the first book. I actually read that book physically. And then, guys, the last book I listened to was a 5 out of 5. I think this is my first actual 5 out of 5 of the year, and it was Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. They haven't changed this cover on Goodreads yet. I'm surprised. I think they changed it everywhere else, but I listened to this book, gave it a 5 out of 5. So good. I loved it. It was romantic. It was like based in a city where one of my good friends lives. It was kind of weird. And I couldn't tell you anything about it because my attention span is like a negative -0.01. I don't know what that means, but I can't remember anything. So there's my review on that book. But it was so good. I would definitely recommend you to read it. It's like pretty easy read too. Like, I followed along really easily and I just really enjoyed the characters, and I really want to read another Christina Lauren book now. I think that was my first one ever. So that was all the books that I read on audiobook this year from January 1st, and I'm sure there will be plenty more. I'm trying to get into more physical book reading because I go in waves, you know. Sometimes I don't have the attention span to sit down and actually read. You know what just happened? I read I didn't listen to Resurrection of Wildflowers. Hold up. I did not listen to The Confidence of Wildflowers or The Resurrection of Wildflowers by Michaela Smeltzer. I read those physically. I'm sorry. I was just looking at my Goodreads and just telling you everything I read, I guess. So take those out. Pretend like I didn't talk about those. Can you hear the wind behind me? It's pretty windy outside. Anyways, so take 2 of those books out. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I will be back next week with a new video. I know my last video was so random. We bought a new couch and I just wanted to show the process of buying a new couch. So if you want to watch that, definitely go check that out, and I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you for watching. Tell me what you're reading. Bye.